You ever drive through a neighborhood and it feels a little bit like deja vu? Every house has the same gray siding, the same garage, the same mailbox. It's not an accident. There's a secret economic reason behind why all suburbs look identical. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll start thinking about neighborhoods in a new way. Hey, I'm Adam Stinespring. I'm a realtor here in Lynchburg, Virginia, and I walk people through homes every single week. And I've realized that people say, oh, these neighborhoods are looking the same. And quite frankly, they're not wrong. But it's not laziness, it's economics. Let me show you how we got here. So picture it, you're house hunting and you turn into a new subdivision. And street 1 has gray houses, white trim, double garage. Street 2, gray houses, white trim, double garage. Street 3, you're wondering if your GPS is broken. And it's not just your imagination. Builders are intentionally limiting variety. But why? Efficiency. And here's the twist. Efficiency has a cost that you don't see until later. Here's the first reason. Economics of scale. The same with siding and shingles, doors, even floor plans. So repetition equals savings. And those savings aren't always passed down to you. Sometimes they are, but most of the time they're there to pad the builder's margins. So when you see a cookie cutter community, what you're actually seeing is a bulk ordering in action. But money, believe it or not, is not the only driver. There's another force that's quietly pushing sameness, and it actually comes from your own neighbors. Homeowners associations and developers often restrict variety on purpose. Well, why would they do that? Well, because uniformity actually protects property values. It makes them more predictable. If every house looks similar, then buyers feel safe when they're paying the same cost as everything else. And predictability generally means easier to sell later. So it's risk management. Builders don't want to take chances on bold designs that might actually scare off future buyers. So they stick with the beige and the gray and the same floor plans because safe sells. Here's the sneakiest part though, because we say we want uniqueness, but the homes we often pick feel familiar. And familiar usually looks like what everybody else already has. So builders keep repeating the formula because our psychology and our wallets keep rewarding it. It's not just about saving money, it's about saving the sale. But here's the problem, because when neighborhoods all look alike, it can start to erode identity and community. Instead of unique character, you get endless repetition. And homeowners often end up with homes that don't even reflect their lifestyle. That was just what was cheapest and safest to build and maybe even buy. The sameness makes it harder to truly feel at home. And ironically, it can make neighborhoods feel less connected instead of more connected. So what's the alternative? Well, some builders are experimenting with modular pieces where they're mixing facades so there's no two houses that look exactly the same, but they can still use the efficient pieces. And there are some smaller local builders that are offering more variety in their neighborhoods than some of the corporate giants. And as a buyer, you can choose neighborhoods where architectural diversity is encouraged, but of course it might cost you just a little bit more. The point is not to chase uniqueness for its own sake. It's to choose the home that feels like yours and not just the 14th copy on the block. So next time you drive through a neighborhood and it feels like deja vu, remember, it's not an accident. It's builder economics, it's HOA rules, and it's our own craving for safe choices. The problem and solution is simple. Sameness keeps costs and risks down. The solution is knowing when to step outside of the formula and buy the house that actually supports your life. Because as always, the goal is never just to own a house, it's to find a home that reflects your story. I'll see you at the closing table.